I woke up to chaos. My world was stripped bare, each comfort a shadow. It felt like a nightmare, yet my skin prickled, reminding me it was real. The sunlight flooded in, but it felt off, cold. I stumbled to the window, heart pounding. My aunt stood there, her face a mask of secrecy. I felt the walls closing in, every cherished moment with her unraveling. Was she hiding something? The air thickened with betrayal. My hands trembled as I slid through the remnants of my once stable life, discovering whispers of lies hidden in the corners. The faces around me blurred. Friends I once trusted looked like phantoms, their eyes flickering with something darker. I felt dizzy, each clue I unearthed leading me deeper into a maze of uncertainty. Shadows danced on the edges of my vision, laughter twisting into daggers. I wanted to scream, to break free, but the silence pressed in, heavy and suffocating. Each breath came with the taste of dread, and the reality settled in my chest like a stone. Panic swirled when I found the first note. It was crumpled, hidden beneath the sofa. "She'll betray you," it said. My heart raced. Who wrote this? My hands shook as I dropped the note, my stomach churning. I glanced at my aunt. Was she watching? Was she listening? The air crackled with tension. Each blink felt like an eternity. I could hear my heart thudding. Did she know I was onto her? The front door creaked open. I turned, expecting the worst. I felt like a ghost in my own home, each footstep echoing. Shadows flitted by, whispers washing over me. My friends, the ones I trusted, stared blankly. Their confusion mirrored my own. Panic swallowed me, the room closing in. I was the center of this storm, and all I could do was drift with the tide. "Is everything okay?" someone asked. Their voice sounded far away, like a dream I couldn't wake from. I opened my mouth, but no words came. Each face felt like a mask. What if they were all in on it? I stumbled back, breath hitching, shock flooding my veins. The tension wrapped around me like a vise. I caught my aunt's eye. There it was, a flicker of something, a smirk, or was it a grimace? I couldn't be sure. The air turned electric, as if the universe held its breath. The room spun. Was I seeing things, or was the truth spiraling into darkness? A wave of dread crashed over me as realization dawned. Trust was a fragile ghost, slipping through my fingers. Just then, silence descended, an eerie hush. My heart raced again, pounding in my ears. I couldn't shake the feeling that something worse was lurking just out of sight. Something deep inside me whispered that I wouldn't uncover the truth alone. But what if the betrayal was closer than I could imagine? The fear tightened like a noose, and right then, I knew I was standing on the precipice of an unraveling chaos. Before you go on, let me tell you something. A lot of people have been saying that YouTube, out of nowhere, unsubscribes them from the channel. Take a quick look to make sure the red button is on. That way, you won't miss any of the videos still to come. And while you're at it, hit the like button, because it really helps me keep bringing you stories like this. Oh, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to know. My heart raced as I stood frozen, my aunt's gaze still pinning me in place. The tension felt wrong, suffocating. Then came the thud of realization, heavy as a stone. "It's not what you think," she whispered, her voice trembling. But her eyes held a truth I couldn't accept. Betrayal twisted in my stomach. I stepped closer. "What do you mean?" Her lips pressed together, and suddenly she faltered. "I didn't want you to know about your mother." My breath caught. My mother? What did she mean? I felt like I'd been kicked in the gut. What? What about her? I didn't tell you she's alive. The words hung in the air, heavy and electric. My head spun. Alive? Everything shifted. My childhood, my grief, they crumbled like dust. I staggered back, the room blurring. Why didn't you? Her face, once familiar, morphed into something unrecognizable. To protect you. Protect? Anger exploded. Protect me from what? The truth? Silent gasps surrounded us. My friends recoiled at the explosion, whispers licking at the edges. I could feel their horror. My aunt's smirk returned, twisting like a dagger. "It's safer," she muttered, but the tremor in her voice betrayed her. I shook my head, backing away. "What else are you hiding?" The silence pressed down, dense and suffocating. What had I missed? Where was my mother? A torrent of questions threatened to drown me. The world tilting, my resolve crumbled. I felt like I was unraveling. Each breath was a battle against the rising tide of dread. A fleeting thought slipped in. Who could I trust? My chest tightened, cold sweat pooling at my temples. And as the room closed in, her words echoed, haunting. Was my mother really alive? And if so, at what cost? The darkness loomed, waiting for me to uncover more. I pressed my back against the wall, heart pounding, breath hitching. What do you mean she's alive? I could barely whisper. My aunt's face twisted, and dread pooled in my stomach. She didn't run away. She froze, eyes darting to friends, fear sharpening her features. She's not who you think she is. Confusion fogged my mind. What do you mean? Our voice was trembling, barely above a whisper. She's involved in something dangerous. I had to protect you. Staggered, I felt the weight of her words sink in like lead. Every moment I cherished with her felt drenched in deception. The room pulsed, shadows creeping closer. What happened? Why didn't you tell me? My hands trembled, and I felt nauseous. Light flickered over her face, revealing guilt etched deep within. If you knew the truth, you'd be in danger too. Danger? My pulse quickened. What truth? Were you even protecting me? Or yourself? The silence crashed around us, thick with secrets. Whispers erupted from the crowd, faces twisting in disbelief. Each gaze felt like a stake to my heart. I was spiraling, and no one was breaking my fall. Your mother, she's... My aunt hesitated, choked on the words. Suddenly, a voice broke through the chaos. You're lying! It was Sarah. I turned, met her fierce eyes. What do you mean? What she's saying, it's not just protectiveness, it's selfishness. Her words stabbed. My breath caught. I glanced at my aunt. Her expression was a mask of betrayal. I stumbled back, gut tightening. No, it can't be. Your mother's been watching you, Sarah spat, and for that, your aunt's even more dangerous than you realize. My world tilted, and I grasped the door frame just to stay upright. What? Why? Because she thinks you're part of it now, part of a bigger game. Ice coursed through my veins. The room closed in. I felt lightheaded, a whirlwind of fury and confusion. What game? My head spun. I couldn't process the change in everything I thought I knew. Listen, the urgency in Sarah's voice sliced through. You need to figure this out. Fast. My chest tightened. But how? Who do I trust? The door shut, plunging us into darkness. The shadows loomed, a suffocating silence engulfing me. And just then it hit. My mother wasn't just alive. She was a player in this twisted game. The truth stitched itself into the fabric of my fear, clinging tightly. I stared at my aunt one last time, the woman I thought I knew, now just a stranger. "What else are you hiding?" I whispered, voice shaky. But instead of answers, I felt the abyss of uncertainty pull me in deeper. I took a shaky breath. The air was thick with dread, and all I could think was, what now? I couldn't breathe. My aunt's secret tore through me like shrapnel. "You're lying," I whispered, my voice trembling. "What do you mean she's not who I think she is?" But before she could reply, Sarah stepped forward, urgency in her eyes. "It's not just that. Your mother's not just hiding. She's been working with them." The room spun. "Working with who?" "Those people, the ones who took her from you," Sarah said, her voice barely a hush. "The ones who want both of you in their game." My knees buckled, and I gripped the doorframe. The weight sunk deeper. My own mother had chosen danger over me? The crowd shifted, whispers rising. I caught the shocked faces, friends now strangers. Betrayal tightened like a vice around my chest. "Why didn't she come back?" I pressed, fighting nausea. "Because it's not safe. They won't let her." A beat of silence fell, heavy and suffocating. Reality crashed down. My mother wasn't just alive. She was entangled in something far worse. I stumbled back, collision with memories. That last hug, her soft voice, all tainted by lies. "Step away," my aunt's command cut through the haze. I looked up, panic swirling. What was her role in this? Was she protecting me or herself? "Trust no one," Sarah warned. My heart thudded painfully. What does that even mean? Their gazes shifted, the weight of my discovery festering. Slowly, I felt the room close in. Shadows whispered secrets I couldn't grasp. And then it hit me. My aunt smirked again. "You think you're the only pawn in this?" There was a glint in her eyes that sent chills down my spine. I faltered, throat tight. What did she mean? The boundaries blurred, relationships fractured. "Your mother's not just watching," she continued, her voice low, almost playful. "She's been pulling strings." The blood drained from my face. My mother, a puppet master? Was it all a trap? Desperation clawed at me. "What now?" I whispered, dread pooling. "What do I do?" As her expression shifted, I could almost see the layers peel away. "Find her," she rasped, "but be careful. Not everyone's on your side." The silence stretched, an ominous shroud. Questions loomed. Unanswered and frightening. Who could I trust now? My hands trembled, and I felt the darkness edge closer, waiting. I stood frozen, heart racing. My world had shifted, and the shadows were hungry. What awaited me in the depths of this betrayal? I felt the world tilt, shadows closing in. My aunt's words hung heavy. Not everyone's on your side. The chill snaked down my spine. Suddenly, from the back of the crowd, a voice broke through. "You don't even know the half of it." It was James, my oldest friend. His eyes gleamed with a harsh truth. "What?" I bristled, locking onto him. "What do you know?" His shoulders tensed, and he swallowed hard. "Your mother isn't just alive. She's been planning this all along. The betrayal runs deeper than you think." My stomach dropped. "Betrayal?" My breath hitched. "What do you mean?" "Your mother, she wants you involved in this. You're part of it." "And I didn't even know." His voice cracked. "But now I get it. She's not just watching. She's controlling everything." Nausea twisted. "No, she wouldn't." "Wouldn't she?" He cut in, the room shifting around us. I could feel the eyes of my friends turning, the whispers swallowing me whole. Panic surged, my heart raced. The silence deepened. Reality crashed. "And she's using your aunt as bait," he added, the weight of his words landing like a blow. "She knows you'll follow her. That's why she's here." I staggered back, my pulse pounding. No, how could this be? Everything I thought I knew crumbled. My family, my trust, all a tangled web of lies. "Why would she do that?" I murmured, tears prickling. James's face softened, but the truth hung jagged in the air. "Because she thinks it's the only way to protect you, or control you," he said, his voice trembling. My aunt stepped forward, her expression shifting, layers peeling back. "James, stop." But he held his ground, defiance in his eyes. The room churned, and it felt like I was submerged in an ocean of betrayal. "You're all lying," I screamed, anger boiling over. A note suddenly fluttered to my feet, unnoticed by everyone. "Fate's strings are tangled," it read. I reached to grasp it, heart racing. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and an echo sounded from somewhere. A warning? Or a threat? The air was thick with dread. What was happening? Who was really on my side? I clenched the note, feeling its weight. I had to know, had to find my mother, but fear clawed at my chest. Was I ready for this truth? The answer loomed, a dark cloud over my heart. What now? Did I even want to find out? I felt the ground shift beneath me. My heart raced, each beat a deafening echo in the heavy silence. "What are you saying?" I gasped, disbelief tinged with dread. James stepped closer, his eyes earnest, pain etched across his face. "Your mother. She's been working with them all along. It's why she left you." My stomach twisted. "No. It's true. She's the mastermind," he said, his voice breaking. "You were never meant to be safe. Only a pawn." A chill swept through me. Betrayal felt like knives. "She lied!" Frantic whispers rippled through the crowd. I stumbled back, trying to process the monstrous truth. My throat tightened. "You're wrong!" James shook his head. "I wish I was. She's been pulling strings, manipulating everything." My breath came in ragged gasps. A wave of nausea hit. "Why, James? Why would she do this?" He hesitated, eyes flickering to my aunt, then back to me. "Because you're powerful to them. Powerful to her." A hit in my gut. Electricity sparked, followed by a numbing darkness. "But she's my mother. Is she?" His voice was steady, but his eyes revealed everything. Fear, urgency. "Remember the note? It wasn't just for Leo." The words spun. My aunt's smirk warped my memory. "What else is there?" I croaked, desperation clawing at me. Silence crashed around us. For a moment, everything faded. My heart pounded louder, each pulse a countdown. James took a breath, ready to whisper a secret, the secret that could shatter me completely. "She wasn't just protecting you. She chose them over you." Time stopped. My mother, the one I'd searched for, the hope that flickered inside me, extinguished. I felt cold sweat trickle down my spine. Everything I thought I understood about love, about family, crumbled into dust. "What now?" I whispered, facing James, facing the truth, but his eyes were distant, clouded by uncertainty. I was left alone with the echoes of betrayal, an aching void threatening to swallow me whole. What if this was just the beginning? I felt everything collapse around me. She chose them? The words escaped like a breathless plea. James looked away, shame flickering in his eyes. "You're not safe, not from her." A pounding in my chest echoed his truth. No, she wouldn't. But doubt clawed at my throat, choking me. My fingers trembled, heart racing, as memories spiraled. Every hug, every whispered secret now tainted. I couldn't breathe. Suddenly, a sharp voice cut through. "You're wrong." It was Sarah. "You think you're ready? You don't know the truth about your mother or your aunt." My blood ran cold. "What truth?" She hesitated, fear dancing on her features. "Your aunt? She's been in on it, from the start." Nausea washed over me. The walls spun. "How could you say that?" "Because?" Sarah looked hesitant, glancing toward my aunt. "Because she's the one who put a target on your back." The room fell silent. I could feel eyes piercing me, whispers swirling like a storm. I was standing at the edge of an abyss, everything I held dear unraveling before me. "You're lying," I choked, forcing air into my lungs. "Am I?" Sarah's voice trembled. "You wanted to find your mother, didn't you? But look, it's all part of a plan, a game." I pressed my palms against my head, the tightness squeezing my thoughts. "What game? What do you mean?" The tension thickened, suffocating, and then all at once, my aunt stepped forward, her face twisted in something unrecognizable. "You need to understand, this is not just about you." Every heartbeat thundered in my ears. I felt a spark of panic. Was she defending herself? Protecting me? Or playing me like a pawn? "No," I shouted, desperately seeking clarity. "What game are we in? What do I need to know?" The air crackled with tension. Silence engulfed us, a weight that felt insurmountable. But in that charged moment, clarity struck me like lightning. Are you working together?" My voice fell to a whisper, fear slithering into my bones. James shifted, an uneasy look crossing his face. "You don't understand." "Understand what?" I demanded, tears pooling. "Tell me." A shallow breath, and then my aunt smiled, a grim, twisted smile. "Don't you see, my dear? It was all for you. It's always been for you." "Why?" I gasped, every muscle tense. "Because you hold the key," she replied, each word slicing through the thick air. The world tilted. Cold sweat trickled down my back. What key? But my aunt's eyes gleamed, and I felt the ground pull away. Doubt gnawed at my insides. What now? A storm of uncertainty loomed, and the truth felt like a blade, sharp, unyielding, just out of reach. I felt the weight of her smile crash down on me, thick as fog. "You don't understand. It's for you." A knot twisted in my stomach. "But what do you mean?" The silence wrapped around us, heavy and suffocating. "I'm not protecting you. I'm controlling you." My breath hitched. "What?" My heart raced, panic surging. Her eyes darkened, a shadow passing over her face. "Everything I've done, it's because you're in danger." "Danger?" My vision blurred. "From who?" "From the truth. About who you really are." Cold sweat trickled down my back. "What truth?" Suddenly I felt a hand on my arm, a firm grip, squeezing tight. "James, I can't let you go through with this." I froze, confusion seeping in. "Let her go," my aunt hissed. "No, you don't know her!" James shouted back. My world spun. "What do you mean?" "Your mother, she's not just alive. She's not just watching. She's been using you as bait." A loud gasp echoed around us. The crowd leaned in, eyes wide. I felt the heat of their stares, betrayal saturating the air. I shook my head, denial clawing at me. "No!" James stepped closer, his voice low and desperate. "It's true. You're more important to your mother than anything you know, and she'll use that against you." I gasped, breathless, feeling the walls close in. It wasn't a choice. It was suffocation. "But why?" "Because she's powerful," he replied, voice trembling. You have something she needs. My chest tightened, heart racing. What do I have? Your blood. Chills raced through me as his words pierced the silence. Blood. No, that can't be. But it is, he pressed, urgency laced in every word. Your mother's actions, they've always been about control. I staggered back, the floor shifting beneath me. My heart pounded. My world, once clear, now blurred into chaos. Did you know? I whispered to my aunt, disbelief curling my fingers into fists. The room teetered on the edge of an abyss, shadows creeping close. Everything I did, I thought I was protecting you, she said, voice trembling with something else. Fear, guilt? James breathed in deeply. This isn't over. You need to stay away from both of them. From who? I pressed, searching their faces, searching for clarity. But the silence roared. The answers loomed like dark clouds. Doubt twisted in my gut. What knew I now? The walls seemed to close in as realization unfolded, a path spiraling into dread. Who could I trust? The answer hung like a noose, tightening with every heartbeat. What now? I couldn't breathe. My heart thundered, pounding against my ribcage. You're lying. You have to be. My voice trembled, desperation creeping in. But then Sarah stepped closer, her face pale. What if I'm not? What if everything you believe is a facade? My vision blurred, tears stinging. What are you saying? She leaned in, voice barely a whisper. Your father? He's alive too. A sharp intake of breath. No, it couldn't be true. No, he disappeared. He's gone. Is he? Her eyes dug into mine. Open your eyes. He's the reason for this mess. He put your mother in danger. Both of them are playing you. A chill seeped through my bones. Every ounce of trust shattered like glass. Why? Because it's what they do. Control, manipulate. I staggered back, the weight of her words suffocating. The room spun. They've been lying to me? Using me? An electric silence fell. The tension was suffocating. What now? My voice broke. My mind raced. Protect yourself, Sarah urged. But the warning lingered like fog. I felt that tightness in my chest again, a cold wash of fear. How? With who? Just then, laughter erupted from my aunt, sharp and cruel. You think you can escape the game? My gut twisted. Gain? I whispered, a deep dread settling in. Suddenly, I felt the walls closing in. I was drowning. Everything I'd known was a lie. The darkness beckoned, and I couldn't shake the feeling this was just the beginning. What else were they hiding? And as the silence deepened, one thing became clear. I was utterly alone. The chaos around me faded into a haunting silence. James stepped back, his gaze lingering with sympathy. You have to find your mother before it's too late. You're not her pawn. Reclaim your power. With each heartbeat, clarity surged. I will, I promised, fear sharpening into resolve. I'll find her. I'll set this right. My aunt's smirk vanished, replaced by a mix of regret and resignation. I only wanted to protect you. By deceiving me? I met her eyes, sadness spilling over my anger. Goodbye. The crowd parted, whispered regrets weaving through the air. I stepped into the light, ready to uncover the truth. This wasn't the end. It was a beginning. You need to subscribe now. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait any longer to share. Confirm your subscription to catch every exclusive story. Press the like button to boost those algorithms. Tell me your thoughts and theories in the comments. And share this video with 5 friends who need to see this conclusion. If you liked my story, keep going and watch the next one that's appearing now. I think it will move you too.